Hey, welcome. So I thought of recording this to help you navigate through our course structure, and how we have actually organized the content in GitHub. Yeah. So essentially, this is our GitHub link, github.com, Simplify Learning 101. Simplify Learning 101 is our user ID. So if you go to github.com/Simplify Learning 101, you should ideally come here. This is our bit of branding. But then this is where we are actually hosting our courses. Yeah. So currently we are working with two courses. One is data structures and algorithms with Python, and the other one is same thing, data structures and algorithm with C++. Yeah. So currently in this video I will be explaining this course with C++. Yeah. So if you click here, you should ideally go to the GitHub repo, which is Simplify Learning 101/DSA with CPP. Yeah. So this is where we will be holding all our information about this course. Yeah. Now, what is this course? So when you land here, you will have a video here, YouTube video explaining about this course. This is what I'm recording right now, will be hosted here. So let me get into what is this course, why we are designing it, what it contains, and how you should navigate it so that you find it useful. Yeah. So this is essentially a 10-week course to help you build strong foundation on data structures and algorithm. Yeah. But the key focus of this course is to prepare you for your coding interview and make you at least 10x confident for your skills. That's the intention of this course. Yeah. So this is a 10 weeks course. Of course, you will be going through this course 10 weeks, and then you will continue to practice all the content given in this course. Yeah. This course is actually offered in two mode. One is completely free. The other one is a fee-based, classroom-based. Yeah. So in both of these two modes, the entire content is same. For the free section, or when I say for the people who are opting for free, this is a self-study mode course. There is no difference in the content between these two modes, but whatever we actually discuss in the classroom in detail, the examples, etc., through visualization, here it is available as part of this GitHub content. Yeah. So no no content difference between these two modes. Everything which is 100% discussed in this classroom mode is made available for free course also. Yeah. But the only difference is here you will be learning on your own. Depending upon your seriousness, you will potentially get most out of this course. Yeah. Whereas in the classroom mode, you will be attending the classroom with others. In the classroom, we will be going through programs in detail, concepts, discussions, and also doing the projects, and a bit of mentoring is what the classroom comes. Yeah. But rest assured, the content wise both are exactly same. Yeah. Now quickly giving an overview of this program, the goal is to make you master in DSA and prepare you for the coding interviews. So whatever we discussed, every concept will have one or the other angle related to interview. Yeah. Now approach is going to be like, we divided this entire course into 10 weeks. The first week we call it as week 0, which is 0 to 9. 0th week is essentially most of our C++ fundamentals are revised here. So C++ you have already learned in your college. We will be revising it, and then in the second week, essentially week 1, we'll be going through the template library in C++. Yeah. Then the remaining 8 weeks will be completely on the DSA foundation. Yeah. And there will be one bonus week where we'll be doing mock interviews. So this is how we are structured. I will give more details about this slightly later. Yeah. So this is how the course is organized. Approach, as I said, two ways of doing this course. It's up to you which one you would like to choose. Yeah. Now, before we actually start with this course, obviously this is a technical course. You're going to do lots of hands-on. You'll be working on the project, etc. So you need to have an environment, a local environment where you can actually test your code. Yeah. Either you do it through online compilers or set up one local environment, which is essentially nothing but a simple editor, maybe a VS Code type of editor, and C++ compiler. Yeah. You can always Google, you can find out how to set up. If you're on Linux, you have C++ compiler by default available. You can use any editor. But if you're on Windows, you can always install the relevant compilers and then install VS Code. Yeah. But if you still need help, our tech coordinator can help you. You can always reach out our tech coordinator on this number on WhatsApp, and he will help you to actually set up your environment. Yeah. In addition to the local environment, you also need a GitHub account because you'll be doing lots of programs. You obviously want to push them to GitHub. Also, you will be doing good projects which you want to showcase as part of your achievements. Yeah? So you need to have a GitHub account. Again, as we progress through the course, I will show you how to push the code to GitHub, but having that knowledge would always help you. Yeah? Again, if you need help, always ask for help. Yeah? Now, what is that 10-week content that we're going to cover here? Yeah. So this is where we brief about the 10-week content. You can see 0th week is all about C++ foundation. First week or the second week actually is mastering the template library, and then onwards all the DSA related content. Yeah. Now, for every week, you have a project which is also listed here. And of course, as we progress, as I start building this course, there might be more things coming in here. There might be slight variations here, but then predominantly this is the roadmap that we would like to follow. Yeah. Now every week you have a link, so you go to the link. Then you have a particular week's content. Yeah. Again, every week is divided into multiple sections or multiple parts. Each part is of 1 to 2 hours type of thing. So every week you will have potentially 10 to 15 hours of content. Yeah. That week, what is the core theme of that week is explained here. Sorry, I accidentally clicked here. Yeah. And then you have parts. So all you need to do is starting, and these are sequentially connected parts, so you cannot jump directly. Yeah. Ideally you should follow this sequence. Yeah. So for example, on week 0, as a first part, you will be revising your C++ concepts around variables, data types and operators. Yeah. So you go here, which will have more content about that particular hour's content. Yeah. So essentially, for example, this hour is for refreshing your C++ fundamentals, the topics covered, and for each topic, some explanations, which is just to revise, and then an associated program. Yeah. And the program comes with lots of comments so that you can easily figure out like what it is doing. Yeah. You can always use this program to learn, or you can obviously refer this and then try it out yourself. Every program comes with a copying option. You can always copy it and then go back and then potentially paste it in your editor and then potentially compile and run. Even though we don't expect or we don't suggest copying, I would suggest you read through the program, understand the program, and then essentially type in and then compile and then test. Yeah. In the classroom mode, we will be actually going through these programs in detail. Yeah. So it also talks about the expected outcome and then the next concept, the associated program, the expected outcome. This is how this hour is spent. Yeah. So you read through the content. Yeah. After you read through the content, there is a list of programs that you need to attempt as a homework. This will talk about what is that program that you're supposed to try, what is the outcome expected, and an example. For example, if you run this program and give this kind of input, what is the output that is actually expected. Yeah. So like this, you have multiple programs. You need to attempt these things so that you get hold of that particular concept. Yeah. Then obviously, if you stuck for anything, you can always come to solutions. So for every problem given in the homework, you have solutions here. Yeah. And then you have a quiz section where for that particular hour, kind of like revising the content through the quiz. Yeah. And the solution for the quiz is also given here. Yeah. So essentially, what you do is you spend an hour or two in going through this whole thing. Yeah. Then probably go to the next content and the next content. This is how the weekly content is divided. Yeah. But this is predominantly on a very high level because this is mostly refreshing your or revisiting your C++ concepts. Yeah. But we still went ahead with quite a good content here, like decision making, loops, functions, arrays, pass by reference, pass by values, pointers, references, strings, dynamic memory allocation, structures, advanced concept of pointers, object-oriented programming, very in detail object-oriented programming, classes, objects, constructors, destructor, inheritance, polymorphism, as well as overloading functions or overloading operators. So a lot of material is covered here. Yeah. In fact, it should help you to actually refresh for the interview. Yeah. Then comes the actual thing. You have a lot of interview questions here, approximately 100 questions categorized into different buckets. 25 easy questions, 25 little hard challenging questions, 25 hard questions, and another 25 really very hard questions. For example, if you go here in the easy, this is the kind of questions and a response for that question from our point of view, some examples. Yeah. And wherever possible, we will try to actually explain. I will show you in little other chapters. Wherever we are talking about the concept, we will always try to hint about interview point of view. Yeah, I'll show you one such example very soon. Yeah, so you can always try different things. Some hard may have coding examples. For example, little hard may ask you how do you swap two numbers using pointers. Yeah, so that's a kind of thing. What is the difference between a pointer and a reference? Yeah. And then obviously, as you go little hard and very hard, you might have very challenging content. Yeah. So obviously you can revisit, you can understand. These will be hard as the name suggests, but you can always understand. Yeah. So that's how the interview questions are categorized. And then a last one will be around the project. Yeah. So if you go here, the project statement, it's essentially project requirement document. Project statement or a problem statement essentially are tasked to build a student database management system, a console-based application in C++. Yeah. It talks about requirements like what functionality is expected, what assumptions you can make, what C++ concepts are used in this project, the user interface, and expected outcome. Yeah. So once if you do this, going through this, you should be able to develop this program yourself. And obviously, if you're stuck, you can always come to a solution section, and this is the complete executable program available for you. But we would suggest not to copy, rather you actually go through this, take it as a kind of an inspiration, and then actually think around yourself and then type it yourself and compile and then try it out. Yeah. So that's going to be the project type of thing. So this is week 0, yeah, which is little light. But then when you get into week 1, and obviously in the next few days we'll be filling the links for everything as we start preparing the content. We are reviewing lots of the content here and we'll make them available. But then if you go to week 1, which is essentially around the template library, the standard template library that comes with C++, very important for data structures and algorithm. If you click here, you have all the materials related to C++ STL. Our intention is to get you everything that is needed for the interview in one place. Yeah, that's why this is quite long, almost 14 hours content. Some of them are optional, you can skip through, but then advisable is to just follow them in the order. Again, this comes with very similar fashion, but now onwards, like, you will have a lot of things to read, a homework, a solution, and a quiz, but then you have a deep dive section also. So for that particular content that you learned for 1 or 2 hours, you also have something little deep dive. Yeah, you can always refer this if you really want to go, but then if you want it to be that 1% of creamy layer of student, this is where you are supposed to be looking at. Yeah, so it also again comes with examples illustrating the concepts talked about, the output, explanations, everything that is expected. Yeah. But then the important part of that is this last section where you have related to the topic, you have examples picked up from lead code and some lead code problems. For example, in this case, this is all about removing the duplicates from a sorted array. Very important thing is we talk about what is this problem. There is a link directly to the lead code, a bit of explanation. But what I wanted to really highlight here is we take this opportunity to explain about the coding patterns. Yeah, and this is where this particular repo or a preparation or this course is different from anything else. Is we will always make you think about a pattern. Yeah, what type of coding pattern that you can think around. For example, in this case, two pointers technique is used for this particular case. Yeah, so we will talk about what is that pattern. How do you solve this requirement or problem using a brute force technique, and then how do you come out with the time and space complexity for your brute force technique, and then you will also look at why this approach is not very optimal, what is the problems with that approach, and also then start looking at an optimized solution, yeah, using an appropriate technique. Yeah, and then we talk about the how it is better in time complexity or space complexity, etc., and an explanation. Yeah, what is really important here is making that mindset or building that mindset where once you get a problem in your technical interview, how do you actually start looking at it? How do you come out with an immediate thoughts around brute force, how to solve that problem first of all. Yeah, then start looking at the constraints around that problem, time and space complexity, and then start looking at what is the optimization opportunities. Yeah, so you will understand the techniques. You will understand where to use which technique. For example, when should you use two-pointer technique, when should you use the window techniques and all that stuff, right? And then you will build that mindset. And most importantly, every such problem will have this interview insight. So it is essentially trying to peak from interviewer mindset, like why this problem is asked, what is interviewer expecting from you. Yeah, so that kind of thing, building the optimization mindset. Yeah, so this is the kind of approach that is adopted, and this is very important with respect to your coding interview, because from day one, when you start looking at how do you prepare for the coding interview, it's not about solving thousands of lead code examples. It's about building that mindset. Yeah, and this is what this course is trying to achieve. Yeah, how do you start looking at that right way of thinking for a problem. Yeah, so that's what exactly this section does. Again, everything is free of cost. If you need explanation, you will have to go to classroom. Otherwise, if you're a self-study type of personality, you can always refer this. Everything is available for you. Yeah. Now, again, interview questions divided into different category, and the project and the solution for the project. And sometimes it also comes with improvement to the project. I mean, if you feel this project is done, you're happy, you've seen the output, now what could be the improvement for that project as a homework. Yeah. So this is how the content is organized. So through this video, I wanted to just explain how you should be using this GitHub repo, how you should be navigating. For example, once you go here, what these are, how they are designed, and why these sections are very important. Yeah. So this is what I really wanted to convey. So I hope that you like the content. You always go back to our main GitHub repo where we have multiple courses, and every course will be absolutely free of cost for the people, which will be launching. So very similar one, like the way we have done it for C++, we are parallelly doing it for Python. So maybe in next couple of weeks, both these courses should be fully available for you to adopt. Yeah. So this is how this is going to look like. Very soon we'll launch a lot more courses on AI, machine learning, Gen AI, etc. But yeah, keep visiting this. I'm sure you will have a very systematic, disciplined roadmap now for completing data structures and algorithms in C++. Yeah. Have a good reading. Try lots of program, and then enjoy this course. Thank you.